the weekend, I finished reading the new Thrawn novel, latest new canon book from the pen of the illustrious Timothy Zahn, his long-awaited return to the Star Wars universe. I was so excited when they announced this last year, and having now read it, I feel a bit let down. I think I was expecting more. I was basically expecting Heir to the Empire, possibly Spectre of the Past. It's not like that at all. It's I don't know how to describe it. It feels like there's something missing for me. It starts off with Mist Encounter, which was a short story that Zahn wrote for the Star Wars Adventure Journal, which, whether anyone remembers this here volume, which detailed Thrawn being discovered on some weird planet out in the unknown regions and being brought back to the Empire. That was fine because, Mist Encounter, it's an established part of the old lore and everything. But the story then follows Thrawn in military school, and I think the problem is a lot of everything we've had previously from Thrawn has never featured his own point of view. It's always been told through mainly Captain Palaeon, but this time we actually get Thrawn talking sort of at us, the reader, and it's just weird. I don't know why we need that. I think that was the main thing that I disliked about the whole thing, was that it was kind of unnecessary. I dislike anyway seeing the origin of a classic character like that. I think it's enough that Thrawn is there as Grand Admiral. Thank you very much. The fact that we have to go through, as I say, his origin story just seems a bit... I don't know. The main story then follows Thrawn climbing the ranks of the Imperial Navy while pursuing this sort of mysterious, shadowy villain referred to as Night Swan, who is later revealed towards the end of the novel. And I have to admit, my first thought was, who? And then it was, oh, that was actually very obvious if you thought about it. But anyway, that sort of feud between Thrawn and Night Swan is used as the basis for the whole story, as we see Thrawn, as I say, climbing through the ranks. And normally that would have been fine, Thrawn chasing down ne'er-do-wells at the Outer Rims and things, but I don't know, it just seemed to be a bit, I don't want to say pointless, but it just sort of felt unnecessary. We also follow Arinda Price, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce her name. She's a character from the Rebels cartoon series. I've not been following that myself, so I can't be sure what I was expecting. The name was vaguely familiar, and she's from the planet Lothal, which was also vaguely familiar, and I thought, do I know this from anywhere? Turns out I didn't. But in the cartoon, she's the governor of Lothal, and this book follows her. I think if you've been following Rebels, you probably get a lot more out of it than certainly I did, because I've only just finished watching season 4 of Clone Wars. I find so many of those cartoons a bit hard going. So I'm getting there. So there was an interesting way that the stories of Arin Price and Thrawn intertwined as the two were climbing the ranks. But one of, I think, if not the biggest sort of flaw in the story itself is the fact that it's telling this story over such a long period of time without any sense of when it's set or anything really. It seems to jump a lot, and character development is sometimes, I would say, sacrificed for that. We've certainly, I would say, with Governor Price, she seems to go there's a spark of something feisty there, but she seems to jump in development quite a lot. And I suppose it's it's classic Bridge syndrome of trying to get a character that we are familiar with quickly, and look how well that went with the prequels. As I said, there's not much sense of when the story is set, other than sort of in that nebulous between episode 3 and 4 time. It just feels like such a letdown when you think how amazing Timothy Zahn has previously been. I've always been such a huge fan of his work, even though a lot of people do sort of, oh, it's quite sort of formulaic, there's all the pet characters, there's all the Zahnisms. Incidentally, only one person calls something cute once in this whole book. But yeah, it was not really what I expected, nor was it what I wanted. So I don't know, it just feels a little bit of a letdown. And the one thing I will say is that the sort of Palaeon character is replaced by a chap called Eli Vanto. He acts as Thrawn's translator stroke aide-de-camp, and the book ends with this completely out of left field epilogue with Vanto going to the Chiss Ascendancy. And I feel like it's been set up for something else. So there may be a Thrawn 2? The Revenge? I don't know. So we'll see what happens there, I suppose. So yeah, so not what I was expecting, not what I think I wanted, without the baggage of it's not Heir to the Empire. It was a decent book, but I can't get past that baggage. It's not Heir to the Empire.